G'day fishers, Friday fishery report time. We're on the eve of the long weekend. Weather's not looking too bad. Saturday's a bit of southwest to southeast. It's only saying sort of 10 to 12 knots. So it should be okay. Offshore might be a little bit bumpy, but by the afternoon it should be pretty good. But Sunday looking absolutely glamour. So get out there Sunday. I think it's supposed to be 30 degrees on Sunday. So that'll be pretty good. And then Monday, it looks like we've got a little bit of westerly, but it's still going to be nice and warm. So what's been happening in the fishing front this week? Well, the big news is if you follow our socials, which a lot of people do, is the mangrove jack that was caught in Port Stephens. That's right, mangrove jack in Port Stephens. Now, look, at the end of the day, it is rare, but they have been caught before in Port Stephens. I know a few Spiros. They've got a couple around the islands, but the quality of this fish, the size of this fish, and where it was caught makes it pretty unique for Port Stephens. 58 centimetre mangrove jack. John caught it. Absolute cracker. He's fishing for mulloway with live baits and nailed an absolute stonker of a mangrove jack. So how good is that? Especially at this time of year being September. The water's not overly warm. It's only about 20 degrees in the back of the bay there. So it just goes to show you never know what you're going to catch inside Port Stephens. And speaking of which, plenty of good flatties around at the moment. Some real good flatties starting to show. Lots of people reporting flathead around up and down the bay. Look, the back of the bay is fishing a little bit better than the front of the bay. Water's warming up nicely, especially up Tilligary Creek over at North Island Cove and also up towards Karua there. Karua are fishing particularly well at the moment for flatties in behind the racks, especially just as the tide turns and starts to head towards the low tide. Getting in behind the racks there, proving to be pretty good up past the bridges there at Karua. A few dew around the bridges as well, both the old bridge and the new bridge. So worth a fish up towards Karua. Also Tilligary, like I said, worth a shot up there. A little bit of slime weed still about up there, but that should start to dissipate as the water warms. So looking good on the flatty front through the bay there, but there's been a few down off Corlette Beach, a few along Baggies, and likewise down the eastern end of Shoal Bay. And like always, with school holidays and long weekends, it pays to get up early. 7 o'clock's too late, but 4:30 spot on. So get up early and get out there and have a fish this weekend before the crowds, the swimmers, the kids, the jet skis and whatever else, before the fish decide to run for cover over the long weekend. Still plenty of bream around down the breakwall. Pete and his son throwing those new bait junkies, getting some really nice bream down off the breakwall at Nelson Bay. There's been kings down there as well as those silver trevally. So worth a shot down the breakwall this weekend. Easy spot to get to with plenty of good fish on offer down that way. Like I said, the beaches before, fishing well for flatties. You could fish for shoalie down near the caravan park there, opposite the caravan park, fishing pretty well. Couple of whiting down there as well, but I wouldn't say they're full on at the moment, but worth a shot there. Now the Mac tuners been coming and going this week. Heard a little bit of an action around sort of Shoal Bay, the front of the heads there, but not so much in the back of the bay at the moment. And it is September. Well, it is October, I should say now. Months are getting away, I tell you. It is October, so we do see that decline in that activity inside the bay with Mac tuners and longtails especially leading up into this time of year. Then the bonito will move in once we get into sort of November, December. So that's what's happening inside the bay. A few crabs around too. So keen on getting a few crabs this weekend. Blue swimmers and muddies. We've just got a big shipment of our heavy duty crab traps in. So they're always a winner for Port Stephens. Those big heavy duty round traps definitely do the job. Inbuilt bait keeper in these ones too. So it makes it a little bit easier as well. So definitely worth a shot on the crabs. There's a few squid around Shoal Bay, but you've got to get up early and find the squid at this time of year, that is for sure. So nutshelling the bay. Now, the beaches. Now, Fingal has seen a lot of salmon activity up on the beach there. Lots of reports of salmon activity on the beach at Fingal there. They've been sort of schooling up towards the Spit, but moving down as far as the surf club. So if you want to throw some medals, definitely some salmon up the beach at the moment. Few Taylor as well. Whiting, a little bit quiet, the odd whiting off the beach, but I wouldn't say they're full on at the moment. It might be just a little bit early. You will catch them, but you just got to put the time and effort in to find a few whiting. Fish those shallower gutters, especially when the swell's a little bit lower. Samurai still locked off to get in there by full drive, but you can walk in by foot, and it'd be worth doing that. I think there'd be some good gutters along Samurai at the moment. And again, Middle Rock will be fishing pretty well. This weekend, I think you'll find Sunday will fish better for Berube because we do have that southwest, southeast occurring on Saturday. So I think Sunday into Monday will be the best to fish Berube. Now, it is going to be busy, so expect a few delays getting on and off the beach, unless you get up early and you're wanting to get down there at sunrise. I think that'll be the key to fishing Berube this weekend. Now, off the rocks, a little bit of swell's going to jump up, and I think that'll be a good thing if you want to chase some drummer off the rocks, some bream, and even some snapper, because we've got the lead up to the full moon. Full moon next week. It is a really good time to fish the rocks for snapper with that lead up to the full moon, and a little bit of swell with the southerly comes Saturday into Sunday. I think Sunday will be the pick to fish the rocks, maybe even Monday with that westerly getting a little bit of strength in it in the afternoon, so it'll be offshore. So worth a shot there. Take your stick baiting gear, because there have been kings around the rocks at the moment, especially down off Boulder Bay, and take some live baiting gear. So springtime kings off the rocks, it definitely is worth a shot around Port Stephens at this time of year. Now, on the offshore scene, still some good snap around. Most of the guys I spoke to this week found the reds in that deeper water, 40, 50 metres. A few nice fish up towards Seal Rocks as well. There are some kings up there. I know some boys that fished up there during the week and got harassed by kings while they were fishing for snapper. So it'd be worth having a stick bait up that way at the moment. Big gibbers fishing well for a few reds. Now down off the 21, there's actually been a few pearl perch out off the back of the 21 there. So interesting for this time of year to see pearl perch. But as that water starts to move down from the north there, we might see a few more pearl perch come into the mix, hopefully. Not many reports of trag, but it is a bit early at the moment. Around the islands, plenty of salmon and tail in the washes at the front of Fingal if you're keen to do that. And Sunday will be pretty good, I think, to fish the washes around Fingal as well. Further down south, some good snapper down in Boulder Bay area, so if you're keen on running down that way, and also down off Boat Harbour at the moment. Didn't hear much from out wide. I did hear of a couple of striped marlin caught last weekend. I know Robbie went for a run and caught one striped marlin. So did the Liddell boys. They caught a striped marlin as well, but a little bit quiet on that sort of things last weekend. Still plenty of striped marlin to the north there at Port Macquarie, so they're sitting on some good altimetry and current up there at the moment. So hopefully that'll push down in the coming months, and we will see a good striped marlin bite going into summer. Anyway, that's it. We're open all weekend this weekend, so every day over the long weekend. I drew the short straw and will be here all weekend. So come in and see us. We've got plenty of bait, plenty of new stuff, and ready to rock for this weekend. So get out fishing and enjoy the weather.